What we do here is go back.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Talking Up with Cindy and Jerry. Hope you guys are doing well.
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing out there, as I always say?
So, today's podcast topic is raising boys, raising girls.
As a father, look, you said.
As a father. So, we're going to get into this because we noticed this the other day. Where were we? We noticed it, and we're like, we were like that.
We saw somebody. They have 2 kids. Not anybody here, but back in New York. And
yes.
You pointed out. I'm like, did I do that?
Oh, we were visiting my dad.
Yes.
And we my dad's girlfriend was talking about her grandson and things like that.
And how they're
and I guess you saw how my dad was with us. Like
yes.
My dad is a girl dad. He has more daughters than sons. So he is very loving with his daughters, you know.
Forgiving. Forgiving. That's
he's
what
very gushing and adoring with us and everything, always hugging and showing us off and saying, "Oh, this is my daughter," and everything. But with sons is different. So then we noticed that we did the same thing with our kids. Like,
well, you said I did it more.
So
so here it is. So my daughter was
she's a daddy's girl.
Yeah, she was firstborn.
Yeah, she's our
so
firstborn.
my daughter, I think
girl.
I talked about it. You know, we're talking about some disaster situations, smearing things. Sorry out there.
Our daughter.
She listens to this podcast.
Our daughter.
But I was forgiving.
Our daughter.
She could do no wrong.
It's not forgiving. Our daughter could do no evil when she was little. She was his perfect little princess. Mind you, our daughter has the name of a cartoon character when she was little.
We named our daughter before that cartoon came out.
Yes, and she gave that character a run for her money. Yeah. She was just as bad as that character.
Angelica from the Rugrats.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I say my daughter, she is amazing. When she was a child, though, she gave me a run for my money. She would get into it. People ask me, how did I end up having kids after her? They're 9 years apart. But, so I was very tough on her. I was always very, like, clean your room, yelling at her. He would be like, leave her alone, leave her room be. And I noticed the difference. I was like, you would do to her what I do to the boys, and I do to her
on the boys you're not as strict, but the problem is I'm stricter than the boys.
You are strict.
Yes.
And I'm the doting mom with the boys.
I'll go in the boys' rooms and I'm like, yo, dude, come on, it's a mess.
No, he's like, clean this room. Stop being such a slob. And I'm like,
well,
stop
after
being
the
mean
second
to
or
them.
third time, then I'll
He
go
gets
upstairs.
mad at me. You're too soft. I'm like,
I'm like, yo, you gotta tell these guys to, clean the room. Come on, what's going on here? Or whatever they do, you know what I'm saying? And
I'm the easygoing mom with the boys.
Yeah, she's the easy one. She'll give worst case scenarios. Well, they're not like trying to take over the world.
No, I'm like, they're not street boys. They're not hangout boys. They're not bad kids.
Onto bad,
they're polite. I said maybe they're a little sloppy.
Whatever it is. But I'm going, but they need to learn how to,
be clean.
Organized.
Be organized. I'm like, leave
whatever
them alone.
it is. Hygiene, anything that a father looks at a boy. Or like when they fall on the floor, my daughter fell on the floor, I'm over there like this, picking her up. It's okay. Dad's got you. When the boys, like my son fell when we were
cleaning
the snow.
He's like, get up. And I'm like, is he okay? Is my baby? And he's like, leave it alone. He's a boy.
He's like, he hit his tailbone. I'm like, hey, there's no reason to cry. It's over. You stood up already. It's over. I'm like, you stood up.
I'm like running over, making sure he's not hurt. He's like, cut that out. I'm like,
she was like, sit down for a second.
I was like, sit down. Are you okay? He's like, stop that. He goes, you didn't treat Jell like that. I'm like, she's rough. He goes, no, but she's my princess. I'm like, double standards.
Yeah. So I guess, do others do it? I would have to ask a little bit into it out there.
See?
I know, others that have boys and girls and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, you hear that phrase all the time, daddy's little girl.
Yeah.
That is a common phrase.
It is.
Our
daughter could not do no wrong when she was little. I would punish her and he'd be like, why'd you punish her? I'm like, she was bad.
I've done it once, maybe twice. Where I was like really pissed off with her, and I come in the room, I'm like raging.
But no,
nothing like
no. I was the bad guy with our daughter. He would yell at me. Did you have to go and be so rough on her? I'm like, yeah. He'd be like, but I'm like, no, you got to be rough on her. He's no, but she's my princess. I'm like, I was like, really?
I think.
But I get it now because my dad treats us the same
right,
way.
and that's when you.
My
when
dad
we were
treats his
talking about,
daughters like
your
princesses.
Yeah, your dad treats. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's why we noticed him. You're like, your dad treats you like I treat Angelica. I was like,
yeah. I mean, she had her sister there.
Yeah.
It was overall. I'm pretty sure even for the grandkids. Well, grandkids is way different topic.
Yeah.
You know, your
You
parents
gush
are
on both.
all strict on you, and then when you have kids.
that goes out the
You-
window.
yeah. Your
Because
mom,
we don't
your mom was your mom was one of those where she was strict on you.
She was very strict with us. Yes.
And God forbid you laid a hand or yelled at Angelica in front of her.
I got yelled at.
She would, she said
But
some
my
phrase
mom
in
did.
Spanish.
My mom also did the same thing. The girls, she wasn't. We weren't allowed to yell at them or anything, but we did. It was fine. The minute my mom had grandsons, that was totally different.
I mean, even just grandkids overall.
When we had Jeremy,
Oh, yeah.
he was the first grandson for my mom.
Yes.
Well, no, second grandson because I have my nephew Val.
Yeah.
But he was the first grandson that was there all the time. I couldn't spank him. I couldn't yell at him in front of my mom
Yeah.
because she was like, "Don't yell at him. That's my boy." I'm like, "But you used to beat the crap out of us, and I can't even yell at him."
Yep.
You know. And I think we're the same way with I'm tougher on our daughter, where he's tougher on our boys. So
Yes.
it's kind of vice versa.
It is. I
didn't realize that until
for boys, I know we're in a different decade, different time period, but I think guys.
You guys are tougher on your sons because you
Absolutely,
want them
'cause
to man up and be
and
responsible.
there's different cues of what you're waiting for, what to happen in certain years.
Yes.
But
Mothers are a little bit more lenient. With them.
I do relate, and there's an argument out there of when a boy has to man up and whatever, and someone now more open to, when that time comes, they're going to.
Well, no,
there's no rush.
I tell people
Right.
I'm a mama's boy.
Yeah, you.
I
Your
gush
boys
on my
are
boys.
Your boys, yeah,
but
absolutely.
they're independent also. My
That
boys
is-
can cook. They can
yes.
do their laundry. I was with Aiden at his tutoring place not too long ago, and there was one lady there, and she was like, "Oh, my sister still chops the meat for her son, and she separates his clothes." I'm like, "What?" I was like, "My boys have been doing their own laundry since they were 12."
That I would say that the boys get independent on certain things
Yes.
by
12, 10,
12,
yeah.
12, 13 years old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Before they go to high school.
Yeah.
They're already doing laundry. They can make their own sandwich. They can put certain things in the oven,
Yes.
for the grill and
Clean their rooms and
what
things
is it?
like
Not
that.
grill, but
Huh?
air frying.
Yes.
And it's set the
Yeah,
timer.
they're independent.
Yes.
But he says I'm nicer and I spoil them. Like I go shopping for them. I bring snacks for them.
Yeah,
And
that's-
he says stop doing that. I'm like they're my
I'm
boys.
like, at least bring them shopping with you so they can understand. Now, our boys would dress themselves. Like Aiden came back from a
They
trip,
dress themselves and everything. Yeah.
and I asked you, did you dress him? And he said,
No, I don't put his clothes. I haven't
Yeah.
put his clothes on in a
So
long
I'm like,
time.
all right, cool. He had
He dresses.
the
He's
sneakers.
teenage mode.
Yes,
He's
absolutely.
teenage mode.
Absolutely.
I don't even do his laundry anymore.
No, that I know.
And I've told people I said I don't touch his clothes unless I'm going out to buy him stuff, and I will ask him, "What do you need? Are you sure?"
the
anything,
most
anything.
is if we're going to an event,
I will tell him
pick a better shirt.
pick
Not
a
the
better
hoodie.
shirt,
Not
or
the hoodie.
wear a button down. But I don't tell him anymore.
No.
He's
Yeah.
at that age. He does it all himself.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that
But if,
they're
if he falls on the
independent.
floor on the ice just this winter,
Yeah, that's my baby.
yeah, see, that's the thing. That all happens within months. Was that late January, February? He fell. He got up, and I was like this. It's all right. Hey, it's good. It's good. You got up. See, you got up. There's no reason to cry. She was like, "What happened? What happened? What happened to my baby? Come on in." She's walking around. I'm like, "Babe, what are you doing?" I'm at the bottom of the hill.
I
cleaning
saw
up.
him yesterday. So you see your children every day. So you're seeing them every day. You're not seeing them mature because you're looking at them every day. But then you get that glimpse. Yesterday, I got a glimpse of
Because
my
he dressed himself, he got himself,
yes,
which he always does. But it's just yesterday was
of
like
my soon-to-be 15-year-old, and he walked out the room. He looked like a teenager. It's like it just happens like that.
Yeah.
Where one day he's your little baby, the next day he just walks out the room and he's a man.
Well, I think that's why they say,
It goes fast. He was like, "You okay?" I
Yeah,
got
she got
emotional.
emotional.
I was like,
you see those.
I'm
weird-
actually getting emotional now, but
Yeah.
I saw him come out the room and he was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "My last baby. He's not a baby no more. He's a
you
teenager."
you see those reels or those memes, and they say, "Hey, it's gonna happen in an instant where your kid says, "Hey, you want to hang out? You want to watch a movie? You want to show?"
Yes.
And then there's gonna be a point where it goes less and less.
Yes.
But then it changes. You have to learn how to
manage.
a change. I have my oldest son.
Yeah.
I mean, him and I will go to a brewery or to a place to eat or
Yes.
to a pub, and then
Yeah.
it's a different type of
Maturity.
You know what I'm saying? I know some fathers, they go to the cigar lounge with their kids, you know, so it does evolve.
Well, we do like to do things with
But
our
what
older
happens
kids.
is that involvement is the involvement you're going to have going forward.
Yes.
The involvement of them coming to you, asking you questions. Yeah, maybe me and my son still play Mortal Kombat, but that younger, that's it. It's gone. It's never going to come back.
Yeah, it's gone.
It's everything else now. It's just going to keep on going forward. You know, cigar lounge, a vacation, hey, guys trip. Or,
Planning things together with
right.
them, yes.
That's it. That is what's going to happen now for the next 30, 40
Yes.
years of, you know, the parent and their child and stuff.
A parent
It's-
and their adult child.
Right, their
Yes.
adult child.
Yes.
The younger years. So, yeah, right now, that's it. He's exiting that point.
Yeah,
of,
and like we go to events now, we go to parties and things like, hey, where are the kids? I'm like, they're not kids anymore.
Yeah,
so
they're
they
not
don't
gonna
want to
come.
be with us.
yeah.
You know?
If it's a bigger family event, I'm like,
Yes,
hey, you got to come.
guys got to come.
If it's minor, I'm not, you know, and depending who, sometimes you can see it, not everybody's bringing their kids either. So then you got a question, do I bring them, not bring them? Because
Yep.
are they just going to sit there? Somebody else didn't bring their teenage kids, so.
Yeah. So they're at that point now.
Yeah.
So we give them a choice. But back to the main topic of raising them, seeing the difference between
Of
us
how
two.
we raise them?
I didn't notice we did that. I think it's, you don't realize you do it. It just happens. It's not a
Yeah,
favoritism thing
absolutely.
because we don't do
If that was
favoritism.
Joe that fell on the ice, same age,
Yes.
or even younger, I would have ran up the hill. I would have ran
Yes.
up. We have a driveway,
slope
you know,
hill.
at an angle.
Yes.
I would have ran up the driveway. But when it happened to him,
Yeah.
he got up. He was like, oh, you know, you can see his face.
Which is,
And
with
you get
me,
you get that hot and cold. We all have it. You know, you twist your foot the wrong way, you get the hot and cold feeling. So you know what he's going
where
through.
I'm the same. I'm different. I'm
Yeah.
opposite. I'm
See-
rough with our daughter.
I don't know where you were. You were like, I don't know where you were. You were on the other side of the yard, front yard.
When
when
he
Aiden-
fell?
yeah.
I was cleaning the cars.
No, you were you at the bottom?
Yeah, I was down there by the car. I had to
Oh,
run back
okay,
over.
okay, yes.
But
And, you know-
he says I'm rough with our daughter. Our daughter's, when she was little, she was like me. She was a tomboy. I was very rough with her.
Right.
I didn't want her to be dainty. I wanted her to be one of those girls that she could play sports. She could hold her own.
Yeah.
She was one of those girls.
Right.
And he was like, "Why are you so rough with her?" I'm like, my mom was rough with my sister and I. We weren't dainty, so we weren't scared to get our hands dirty and do stuff. So I wanted my daughter to be the same way. So I was very rough with her, and she is a little rough, but she is also dainty because you treated her more like a princess. You were that girl
Well, I
dad
mean,
for
you know-
10 years. He was a girl dad for 10 years
Yeah,
because our kids are 10
absolutely.
years
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
So, you know, she did the dress up and tea parties with daddy, but with mama, it was like, you know, come on, let's go do this.
Yeah.
You know, I was rough with her. So I think that's where the difference was.
I think, you know, when you think about it and you look at it, there is, not to say good cop, bad cop, but that's, I don't know anybody that could say, hey, we both, there's no favorites. It's just how you
No.
treat your kids.
Yeah.
There's nobody doing it the same. There's no both parents treating the kid the same way. You have your views, I have my views. You know, as a man, you know, that's your baby girl. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, somebody comes over, it's like those movies. That's, hey,
Yes.
she comes back at 10.
Exactly.
A minute after, yeah, we got a hunter. We got to have
Which
a hunter
I'm
party
the
going
same way
on.
with my boys. Like
Like
when they're dating,
Here's I'll use the so right. She don't come back by 10:01. There's a hunting party for you. That's it. It's gonna be. You see these guys with me? We're gonna forget dominoes or whatever we're doing. We're gonna jump in cars.
yeah.
For the boys, you know, my son works at Starbucks. He's a closer, and now you're changing the tune a little bit.
Because
Before,
he's older.
she would be like,
I can't go to bed.
"I can't go to bed. Jeremy's not
I have
home
to
yet."
wait till he gets home.
I'm like, all right, you know, because I sometimes, if I'm really tired, I'm going to bed at 11 o'clock. I get up at
Yeah.
5:30, 5:45.
I'm that mom. I know he's an adult, but he still lives under our roof.
So
So
now,
I would stay up and wait
this
for
year,
him.
I've noticed, you know, I'm tired. I'm like, hey,
He's not home yet.
he's
I'm
not
like,
home yet. She's like,
He's
all right.
getting up there. I'm
he's
tired.
going to be 25 this year. He's good. I'm like, you sure? You know what I'm saying? Like, everything before was like, he's not home yet.
He's not home. I gotta wait for him.
You know.
I would leave him his dinner on the stove and be like,
Yeah.
babe, he's 20. He's
So,
24.
but here's the thing. We'll go to bed because we have rings. So you kind of can tell that ring, even though if a car passes by, it's the ring. But if it's at the right time, which is somewhere between 3 excuse me, 11:25 and 11:35, or even 40.
I know
She's
some.
she's lying down, but she's really listening to those rings. And if it's at the right time, 11:32,
I'll
she'll look
get up
over.
sometimes.
Just look at it. He's home now.
Yeah, I'll get up. Your dinner's on the stove.
And
or
she'll kind of gently holler downstairs.
Yeah, I'm that mom.
So even though she goes to bed at 11, let me say 11:10, she's not fully asleep.
No, I'm waiting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am that mom. I'm that mom with my boys.
No, and I can get it.
I don't treat my daughter any different. I don't know. You know, I always say girls mature faster.
Absolutely.
So I knew my daughter was good. Boys are a little bit take longer to mature.
Sure.
So you feel you got to be there to just supervise. That's my thing. I guess.
I definitely say, yeah, girls definitely mature more.
Yeah.
Having my daughter and having my boys, you can see the difference.
Yes.
Absolutely. I don't know what it is, how you raise them. Is it hormonal?
No, it's just
whatever it is. Something in between those two is just girls definitely mature a little faster and see what's serious in life. Boys are still in that goofy stage between, and that could go up to like 17, 18 years old.
Yes,
Heck,
I
that
agree.
could go up to college. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So that's why, not that it's done purposely.
And then you see those movies where the girl's going out with an older guy. She's a
they're
freshman.
more mature.
She's going out with a senior. She's a junior or a senior. She's going out with a college kid, and the kid's like, I don't understand why
It's a
Shannon's
maturity.
going out. Yeah, it's a maturity thing.
Yeah.
It's a maturity thing.
So I think
But-
we've touched on the topic pretty well.
No, we did. So again, I am.
He's a dad. He's a girl dad.
I'm a girl dad, and for my boys, I think I play the role where I'm supposed to.
He's very strict.
Yeah, listen, clean your room. What's going on? There's a hygiene, deodorant, or you fell. Okay, it's not the end of the world. You brush it off. Even though you know what they're going through, the hot and cold, and when you bang your toe on the bed,
Yes.
and you're going down for the count. When it happens to your kid, you're like, "What are you doing? Why are you on the floor? You just banged your toe." She's probably looking at it going, "Yeah, you banged your toe like 3 months ago, and you were on the floor crying." Like
I
a
am the
rat."
same. He's like, stop that. I'm like, leave them alone. They're my boys.
Yeah. But the other day she saw Aiden and she was like,
It's like my baby.
yeah, he was definitely, I'm a teenager. Look.
I know. So guys, I think we've kept you guys enough. I think it was an interesting subject to bring it up.
Yeah.
That we
absolutely.
saw.
I'm pretty sure others will look at this and say, it's the same way, maybe tweak back and forth of what it is. But overall, I think there is a guidance of between.
How
Yeah,
fathers
I don't
treat
think
their
there's no
daughters
way
and
I
their
can see it.
sons, and how moms treat
Yeah,
their daughters.
I
and
can
their
never
sons.
say there's two parents that act the same way with their kids. It's not a favoritism. It's just how they relate to a boy and a girl in the family.
I think it's raising them, and I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's just, how it is.
So guys, thank you for tuning in.
Absolutely, everyone.
So like, comment, subscribe, share, talk about our podcast, and
We'll see you on the next one.
yep. Bye.
Bye.